I want us to touch on this thing that you said about, writing or taking digital notes. This conversation is for young creatives and professionals, and these are people who are really interested in, what they can easily type on their phones and all of that. For you, which one would you say is best? Even though yes, the two can be recommended, but which one would you say is best? Is it, of course, it's very easy to pick your phone and just type on it, and getting a notepad and writing. Which one would you say works best for you, and which one would you recommend to anyone out there?
So what I would say is, there is an age you get to, you must be very self-aware. You must understand yourself very well. On top of that understanding, the goal of note-taking or keeping things out of your head is not because one is trying to frustrate you. It's so you don't forget things. It's so that you can follow up. We haven't even gotten into data analysis, being able to look at certain things your customers or your vendors or your partners are doing that allows you to make better decisions. What I do for meetings that are very crucial, I use, especially for virtual meetings, I use note takers. Right? There are many. There's Fathom, there is Read.ai, there are quite a number. Okay. Yes. But I always write in my notebook. And the reason I write, even though the AI note taker is helping me, is because there's a lot of nuance in that meeting. So when you're trying to keep everything in your head, naturally you'll forget things. I don't know how many times you've watched a very interesting movie that you want to watch a second time, and then you're like, oh, I didn't realize that happened. Yeah. That's what mental notes is doing to your life, is you don't realize a lot of what's happening. So what I do in my notes is I would notice that somebody's maybe keeps their camera off, or when they're speaking and somebody else speaks, that the first person stops talking. So there's a power connection happening there. You're noting nuances. You're noting your own perceptions, your insights in your notebook, right? So for me, I use both. And in physical meetings, I always take my notebook. Even though we're in a digital era, I'm sure you guys can feel sometimes disrespected when somebody's on their phone. And then you will now ask sometimes, why you're on your, say, I'm taking notes. And you don't even realize it, but you'll say, am I sure they're taking notes? So it's a sign of respect. But two, it allows me to kind of process the information. And I find I remember more of what happened in a meeting or in a conversation when I write it down.